Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 2023 Honda Accord Sport L Hybrid, and it is the 11th generation of the Honda Accord, an all-new model for 2023, and today we are going to review this car and see if it really still is the king of the mid-size sedans. We're going to have a look at the engine and transmission, we'll have a look at the styling on the new Accord, we will have a look at the cargo room, we'll look at the passenger space, we're going to have a look at the interior features and the safety features. And as always, if some of that sounds good and some of it sounds boring, check the description below for timestamps. So we'll start under the hood with the hybrid powertrain on this Accord Sport L Hybrid, and it has a combined 204 horsepower from the 2-liter gasoline engine and the electric motor. If you look at Honda's website, there's like a million different power descriptions for this, so I'm just going to go with the 204 horsepower. It is a very good engine and electric motor combination. In fact, I would say it's the smoothest hybrid car that I've ever driven because you never really feel it when the gasoline engine comes on. You do kind of can hear it sometimes when it revs, but you don't feel the gas motor turning on or shutting off. Major improvement over the years on Honda's hybrid technology. The transmission is an eCVT, which is an electronically controlled, continuously variable transmission. It's very, very smooth. Of course, like most modern CVTs, it will run through simulated gears, but it does its job very well, and it combines with the hybrid powertrain to get excellent gas mileage, rated 41 miles per gallon on the highway and 46 in the city. I did run a highway fuel economy test on this last night, and it well exceeded its highway MPG. So I was very impressed with the efficiency of the new Accord Hybrid, and I'm also very impressed with the smoothness of the powertrain. As far as the acceleration, it's perfectly fine around town. At higher speeds on the highway, it does leave a little bit to be desired, but in my opinion, it is a perfectly fine trade-off for the excellent efficiency on this car. Now we'll have a look at the styling on the 11th generation Accord, and I think I'm going to go full IGN on this and give it a solid 7 out of 10. I do like the black trim on this sport model. You have the black alloy wheels, you have the black trim around the windows, the black mirror caps, and I also really like this color. Still Night Pearl is what it's called. I think that the rear tail lights look very nice at night, and I like the front headlights as well, but I do think that the front black grille looks a little bit cheap. The one thing that I'm really not a huge fan of on this car is they made the overhangs longer, so you have more car to the rear of the back wheels and ahead of the front wheels. They did this to make room for the hybrid powertrain, especially in the front, but I think that it makes the proportions look a little bit ungainly, at least to my eye. It's still a very nice looking car. Like I said, 7 out of 10. I don't think it's a bad looking car at all. I just think the proportions are a little off, and I think the front end looks a little bit cheap, but I do really like the rear lights at night, and I like the wheels, so there's a little something for everyone. Now we're going to measure out the cargo space, so let's pop the self-opening trunk and do just that. The length from the back of the trunk to that little lip right there, basically the length of the floor of the trunk, 3 feet and 4 inches. You'd gain a couple of more sort of up moving towards the back seat there, but this is kind of an oddly shaped trunk with that lip, so that's the measurement that I took. The width of the trunk at the widest point there in the back, which is very roomy thanks to the new longer overhangs on this Accord, 4 feet and 7 inches. The width of the narrower portion of the trunk right there where the wheel wells are, 3 feet and 1 inch. The height of the interior of the trunk, 1 feet and 10 inches. And we can pull these guys right here to be able to fold the back seats down. The length of the trunk area with the back seat folded flat-ish, 6 feet 2 inches-ish. I say ish on both because that back seat is far from flat, and that length measurement could change based on where you have that front seat set, but it's in kind of a mid position, so we'll say approximately 6 feet and 2 inches. And if you need to lift something into the back of your new Honda Accord, you will need to lift it 2 feet and 4 inches off the ground. And let's have a look under here just for fun. We have the little funnel for if you ever run out of gas, you can use that to fill up your capless fuel filter. And then this is the, this is in case if you ever get a flat tire, kind of the little tire fix kit slash air pump. So both of those are included in the cargo area of your new Accord Hybrid. Now we're going to measure out the passenger space, and for this I like to use myself. I'm 6'5", so let's see if I can sit behind myself in a new Honda Accord. Okay, this car is very roomy. As we can see, I adjusted the seat. My knees are not touching. I'm sitting upright, but my head is not touching. And if I hop in the back, look at that. Knee room, head room, lots of room. Even behind my seat as the driver, I mean, a short person could still sit there, which is pretty impressive. So the passenger room is great in this new Accord. No air vents, no USB ports. That's a little bit of a disappointment, but inflation, it's no fun. Now we will move on to the interior features on this 2023 Honda Accord Sport L Hybrid. And buried in that somewhat ungainly model designation, of course, is the letter L, which in Honda world, as always, means leather. So we do have genuine leather seats on this vehicle, along with a leather-wrapped steering wheel. The leather on the seats is very nice. It's a soft grain of leather. It does feel very luxurious in here. Another nice feature that I really like is the 12.3-inch touchscreen. The touchscreen works very well. It's very responsive, and you have this sort of side screen part to show you extra information a la Acura. However, unlike Acura, you don't have to use the True Touch pad. It's a genuine touch screen, and it does work very well. That does also give you wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in this model, so that is a nice and modern feature as well. You do have a power moonroof included in this car. It's just a regular sized moonroof. It's not panoramic or anything like that, but if you like a moonroof, it does have one. Showing its modern cutting edge design, you only get USB-C charging ports in the front. One of them will do data, one of them just charges. There's also a 12-volt power outlet in the center console, so if you want to have some USB-A charging ports, you can get one of those adapters and put it in there, but we've come to this, a car without USB-A charging ports. Of course, keyless entry and push-button start is standard. Honda calls this the Smart Entry, and it does come with something called walk-away auto lock so that you can set the car to lock itself when you walk away with the key on your person. My Acura Integra has this feature, and I find it somewhat annoying. I don't know, maybe I'm a control freak, but I want to be the one who tells the car when to lock itself, so I always turn that feature off in my personal car. We also have remote engine start on the keys, so you can start the vehicle when you're walking up to it, get the air conditioner or the heater going real quick to make it a little more comfortable when you get in. Now, it should be noted that there's a couple of features missing on this car that I might ordinarily expect on a $34,875 MSRP new car. Specifically, auto-dimming interior rearview mirror. Not in evidence. You have to hit the little flippy tab to dim the mirror at night. That's a little bit strange on a car like this, but inflation's a real thing. And to go along with that, there's no HD radio. That's kind of a weird one because that has become pretty much standard in all but the most basic automobiles these days. I don't know how many people actually use it. I'll be quite honest, I don't use it too much in my own cars, But this one doesn't have it at all, so you'll never know the joy of all the new stations on HD radio or the pain of trying to flip through 97.1-1-2-3-4. Now we'll move on to the safety features, and there's one key one that this particular Accord hybrid is missing, and that is the blind spot information system. Apparently on the Accord Sport hybrids, the early build models for 2023, this was supposed to be a standard feature, but it was kind of hit or miss due to the ongoing chip shortage. So this particular example that I'm reviewing does not have it. Honda was nice enough to give you a $550 reduction on the MSRP because the blind spot information is not equipped. However, for $550, quite frankly, I would rather have blind spot monitors, but I guess we're not totally out of the supply chain chip shortage BS new world that we're all living in yet, so we shall soldier on and check our blind spots manually with the neck that God gave us. Luckily, the rest of the Honda Sensing Safety Suite is here, so you get the collision mitigation braking system, the lane keeping assist system, the road departure mitigation, and the traffic jam assist and the adaptive cruise control all included on this Accord Hybrid Sport L model. And I will say that I really like the center gauge cluster on this car. It looks very nice, and it gives you good information as to what the adaptive cruise control systems are doing, and you can mess with other settings in there. And if you have one of these cars and you'd like to see a demonstration of how your adaptive cruise control system works, check the description. I'll put a link to a video that I made about that in there. Thank you so much for watching my review of this 2023 Honda Accord. I think that this probably really is the king of the hill when it comes to mid-size sedans, at least right now. It is a very competitive, although a very narrow field, because cars like the Toyota Camry and the Nissan Altima are as good as they've ever been, and a lot of other mid-size sedans simply don't exist anymore. So it doesn't have to compete with the likes of the Ford Taurus, and the Hyundai Sonata and the Kia K5 are going to be going away soon. But for now, the 11th generation Accord is still the king of the hill. Thank you so much for watching my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment, and have a great day. Bye-bye.